Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Motocross Supercross podcast.
Episode 151. We are breaking down the 450s of what went down in Glendale / Phoenix, Arizona, and a lot went down. This was some really exciting stuff happening in our round 2 of this Monster Energy Supercross series. I'm Adam, and breaking it down with me, Claudio. What's up?
What is up? So far, my favorite race of this year, this one right here, and the one that we're about to recap.
So it was better than the mud race. I agree. It was. There was some good stuff. There was also some awful stuff, some injuries that we're going to touch on, but just crazy. It was crazy. Some really, as we said in the 250 podcast, these guys were booking, hauling, going so fast. We saw some crazy names at the top of our qualifying, and more than ever, it's anyone's game.
Well, we're about to recap this race, and it is obvious that it's a stacked class, but I didn't think it was going to be like this.
Definitely. And let's talk about one rider that wasn't there real quick, and that is Tyler Bowers. He decided to go race in Germany, Dortmund, Germany, and he won. He cleaned up there. He did the same thing last year, if you remember. He had this 69 over there.
Yep.
So he posted something on his Instagram just about how make way more money over there.
Yeah, I guess he's definitely not happy with the privateer program that we have over here for the AMA Monster Energy Supercross. Unfortunately for him, had to go race over there just to make up some money. As you mentioned, he went to Dortmund to race the Supercross over there, as he did last year. Yeah, he won the first night of racing, which was, last night as our championship was happening.
Yeah, I believe on his Instagram, his comment was like, we have to pay to be the entertainment, is like pretty much how it works with Feld. So, yep. Shots fired, but everyone's been complaining about that for a while, so I'm surprised they haven't done anything to fix it, especially with the how popular the sport's getting. But let's jump into these qualifying times. Our fastest qualifier was Justin Hill. Justin Hill jumped to the top of this fastest qualifying times, killing it. Someone who we maybe underestimated this week, but someone I've been, really high on the whole preseason, talking about Justin Hill. And this is his kind of track, I think, as you were saying. Lots of jumps, and it was awesome. It was cool. It was really cool to see him up there, especially with JGR. The oldest JGR's son died, so to see the JGR team get a good qualifying like that, be at the top, that's kind of cool. Little shout out for them.
Justin Hill, I did not underestimate him. I just totally forgot about him for this race. That's my bad. Yeah, exactly. And that's my bad. Ever since we saw him here in Tampa, we knew what he's capable of. He can ride. He can ride that 450. He's very comfortable, especially on a track like last night. Very jumpy, a lot of rhythm sections, very long rhythm sections. And it showed. He's the fastest qualifier.
Yeah, it's just weird because he got 15th place last week in Anaheim. I think that's why we all just kind of forgot about him. But yeah, so really good qualifying time for him. Followed by Cooper Webb was up there, number 2 in the 2 spot. And then Eli, number 3 in the 3 spot. So Marvin Musquin was 4th. Anderson finally looked better today, had his 5th fastest time. Malcolm Stewart was dominating. He had the fastest time in that first session, 6th fastest overall. But same with these guys. We had Justin Hill with 1:06, and then we had Marvin Musquin with 1:09. So the first 4 guys were within, 0.4 of a second with each other. So it was
very, very good class, very good times.
Yeah, and Justin Brayton was 7th fastest. Joey Savacci was 8th fastest. Ken Roxon all the way back there in 9th fastest qualifying. Cole Seeley 10, Chad Reed 11, Dean Wilson 12th fastest. Barsha, your red plate holder, 14th fastest time in the qualifying. And even more surprising, behind him, Blake Baggett, 15th fastest time. being the fastest qualifier last week to being the 15th this week is that's a big change.
Definitely a big change, not what Barcia wanted to see or what he wanted to come into this race, and he needed to show that he's here to play.
Definitely. So let's jump into this heat.
Yeah, this heat number 1, awesome. We had Bogle, Wilson, Cooper Webb, Barcia, Stewart, Stilley, Muskin. So already a pretty stacked gate. Muskin with the whole shot.
Yeah, it was crazy. On the screen, it had Cooper Webb as getting credit for the whole shot, but he wasn't even close. He was like way back there in like maybe like 9th or something. So I was just like, their little like computer screen was a little messed up for these 450s.
But yeah, Malcolm, he made a pass super quick for second place over Seeley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was flying through the whoops. He got him right there in the whoops. He was just dominating those whoops all night.
Yeah, he dominated those whoops all night. He made, like you said, he made the pass in the whoop section. But right after that, he made a little mistake that he almost died off.
Yes.
And it cost him a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he caught an edge right before that triple, and then he like kind of overshot doubling it, and he was just nose heavy, hardcore. Like
panic rev to the max. Justin Barcia makes the pass over Dean Wilson for 4th place.
Yeah, Barcia looks... He's really good at passing. I don't know if he practiced that a bunch, but last week he made a sick pass on Anderson, just like super clean too, no contact. He just hauls ass by him.
He looks really comfortable on that Yamaha team. He looks really good. Joey Savaggi with a little bit of problem. He goes down really hard. You know, all we see is him sitting in right next to the track and with the Alpine Star crew and getting taken care of him.
It was crazy. No one knew what happened. Daniel Blair, they cut to him. He has no idea. I thought they had like cameras set up everywhere. So even if like someone does go down, they can pull up different cameras. I remember them doing that last year. Even if it's like in the very back, they would be like, oh, here's this crash in the very back. So we never got to see what happened to him, but he got jacked up.
Yeah, he got jacked up, and I guess it was confirmed that he sustained a concussion. And then, you know, due to the protocol, he was not able to finish the night. He was not able to race the rest of the night, not even the LCQ or anything like that. So already a tough start for Joey.
Yeah, after the Monster Cup, we figured he'd be, you know, killing it. So, yeah, rough couple weeks for him. Hopefully he doesn't miss any time, but you never know with concussions.
After that, Malcolm gets pass for 2nd place. That's pretty much it for this heat 1. Marvin Muskin won.
It was good to see Seeley, you know, look pretty good again and right up there in that top couple positions. So
yeah, he got 2nd place in this race, or in this heat race. Malcolm Stewart managed to stay in 3rd. Justin Barcia, the red plate holder, in 4th place. Cooper Webb in 5th. Dean Wilson in 6th. Justin Bogle in 7th. Alex Ray in 8th place. And then Carlton Gardner for your 9th and last position. Everybody else goes to the LCQ.
That's right. And yeah, these classes are stacked. All the Barcia 4th, Dean Wilson 6th.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's just heat number 1.
Exactly.
Moving on to heat number 2, we had guys like Roxon, Justin Hill, Jason Anderson, Aaron Plessinger, Baggett, Reed, Chisholm, Tomac, Brayton.
Yeah, we have all these big names, and getting the whole shot is Justin Brayton.
Yeah, Justin Brayton with a great whole shot, followed by his teammate Vince Freese, Ben LeMay also right there, and Plessinger right behind them.
Awful start for Tomac. Awful start.
Yeah, Tomac with that terrible start. He was looking at his bike a little bit, and after the heat, they kind of, you know, they asked him what happened, and he said that he felt like his back wheel locked up on him.
Definitely messed him up. Definitely messed him up for the first couple laps of this race. He was able to like get back into it, kind of.
Yeah, he was back in like 17th or something like that. Somebody was doing really good. It was Chad Reed.
Oh man.
And Blake Baggett, who were having a little battle. Veteran move. Chad Reed comes up top and also passes Aaron Plessinger and gets in the hunt for Justin Brayton.
Yeah, because he passed Vince Freese too. He just looked insane. He was whipping it, just cutting it. He was just on it, and he just looked the best I've seen him look in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he looked really good, and I was super surprised about it. I'm not gonna lie. He passed. Okay, so he passed relatively fast riders, right? These guys he's going over: Blake Baggett, Aaron Plessinger, Vince Friese. These are fast riders. These are not, your privateers. These are factory guys, and he's passing like there's nothing there.
Straight up past Baggett. Straight up past him.
Oh yeah, and Plessinger too. He straight up passed them both.
Straight
up.
It's
no big deal. And he moved up top, and the battle of the veterans has started happening up front, or at least the hunt for Justin Braden from Chat Reed. Justin Braden, who managed to get the win. So congratulations to him. I know it feels so good. Followed by Chat Reed.
Legend Chat Reed.
Legend Chat Reed, my bad. Vince Friese got third, which is awesome for him as well. Blake Baggett got fourth. Aaron Plessinger in fifth place. Jason Anderson, sixth place. Justin Hill in seventh. Roxon in eighth. And then Ben LeMay, ninth place. That means Eli Tomac going to the LCQ for his second time in his career.
One more lap, he would have had him. One more, but...
Yes. Since 2013 is the last time he was in the LCQ. Yeah, it wasn't enough. He almost had him, though. It was like half a second, and he would have had Ben LeMay and just go straight to the LCQ. Kind of a rough night for the Monster Energy Kawasaki team. Both of their riders going to the LCQ, Savachi was done because of the concussion, but yeah, both of the riders for the LCQ. But a very good night for the Smart Top Honda team, who had Justin Braden winning and Malcolm Stewart with that third place on that heat number one.
And Vince Friese third place in this second heat too. So they definitely looked really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a very good night for the Smart Top Honda team so far. Not so good for the Monster Energy Kawasaki.
Yeah, and just a couple things to note on that you said. Ken Roxon, 8th place, barely making it in. Justin Hill, 7th. Jason Anderson, 6th. What?
And that's the thing. Like, it's so stacked, man. So stacked.
It literally is anybody's game, and we're going to talk more about that, but it's wide open.
Moving on to the LCQ, well, as we mentioned, Eli Tomac in the LCQ, not a lot to really talk about there.
It's just crazy that there's so much pressure on that, because if something happens and he doesn't make it to the main, that is a huge hit to his championship. So he was just trying to focus on just getting a whole shot and stuff, but crazy.
At this point, I feel like he was just more focused on getting this LCQ over with so he can get, it was more about gate picking than winning this LCQ. I feel like, even though he got a bad quote unquote gate pick, he still managed to get that inside. So not too bad for after this LCQ. As we mentioned in our last podcast, we had the first pileup of the season, and it happened in this LCQ. Eli Tomac, who managed to just miss it by nothing.
That's what I'm saying, because he has to be so nervous. If anything happens, he's not going to make it into the main. And then he nearly avoids a pileup. And this was a good one.
Yeah.
We saw bikes flying through the air. We saw tough blocks flying through the air.
Yeah. Austin Politelli caused this pileup, and he hit that top block on the inside and just kind of send them flying, like you just mentioned, and a bunch of bikes and a bunch of just top blocks. It was like when you play the Monster Energy Supercross game and you hit that top block on the side, and that's exactly what it looked like. So it was pretty bad. So
it was carnage. It was definitely carnage. And it was even so bad, they had to have the Red Cross flag out on the triple for like 30 seconds later when they came around, because they were still picking stuff up.
Yeah, so the Carnage Award, the MXSX Podcast Carnage Award goes to Austin Politelli for the first pileup of the year. There you go. I said it. That's the awards.
There it is. Otterreath and Catanzaro are also involved in that. Those are the other two victims of that first pile up there. And I don't know if you caught this, but we talked about the flaggers a little bit on our last podcast, but Eli almost killed a track worker. The guy was standing in the middle of the track. Like, he was just holding his flag. He wasn't waving it or anything. And Eli literally went right by him, and then he looked back at him like, what are you doing? And then you could see him like kind of run off the track as fast as he could. I was like, oh my gosh, these guys they're crazy.
I did not notice that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find a clip for that for the Instagram because, could have killed him.
Yeah. We're going to have a lot of good clips from this round in our Instagram at MXSS Podcast. So make sure you guys go over there, leave us your comment, and check it out.
When he did that too, he looked like as I said, if one thing happens, he doesn't qualify for this main event. So he looked around like all kind of nervously. I'm guessing he was thinking like, wait, did I just jump on something I shouldn't have jumped? Am I going too fast? Like I think he was so confused of why that guy was in the middle of the track. And, he had to be kind of worried that he didn't get docked any positions or a lap or anything. Could have killed his whole season.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good point. But that wasn't the case. Pretty boring LCQ race, I want to say.
He killed it. Dominated, of course.
Eli took the win.
15 seconds.
Yeah, Eli took the win, followed by Kyle Chisholm, Ronnie Stewart, and Cheyenne Harmon.
That's right.
Who managed to get that fourth place.
Yep, and the 7 deuce, which is now the 97, Adam Enticknap, he was penalized 2 positions for doubling on the red cross flag as well. So, still wouldn't have been enough to get him through, but...
I was going to say, okay, so he got 8th.
Yep, so 2 positions for that. So, I mean, if you're not going to make you might as well go for it,
Might as well just break all the rules.
Yeah, so that sets us up for a good main. Eli's in, everyone's in except Savachi, really. So let's get into it.
On the last podcast, we mentioned how Ricky, he was trying to be like, oh yeah, the inside is where you want to be,
yes.
blah, 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 blah. And then Miriam takes that whole shot all the way from the outside.
2 seconds later.
It happened. It happened again on this 450 main event.
It sure did.
And Roxon with the cleanest hole shot of the whole night, followed by Blake Baggett, Jason Anderson, and Marvin Muskin right there. It was a good start.
Freezy had a great start. Barshev kind of up there. Malcolm, Tomac, Justin Hill in last place.
Yeah.
Fastest qualifier, come around in last place.
Yeah, then after that, we had Marvin Muskin, who almost makes a big mistake when he overjumped the rhythm section. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't.
And I want to say it was like that table section.
Yeah.
I think it was. He overshot like that jump after, or maybe it was the tabletop, and like he landed in between like, the jumps, like flat landed it.
Jeez.
Yeah, and he almost lost it, and that's what cost him and made him go back.
So yeah, Anderson was working his way up through the pack. He was running like 4th, and he made a nice pass on Baggett for 3rd, and then he catches up to Marvin, and he got him for 2nd.
Yeah, he got him on that section that we spoke about last podcast. That there was a lot of passes made there. It was definitely Anderson's favorite place to make passes. He had it dialed in pretty good.
Yeah, with RJ and Jacob Hayes. That corner right there. There was a lot of passes in that corner.
Yeah.
But kind of the biggest, definitely the biggest moment of this race was Malcolm Stewart looking so good all night in the whoops, and just, he started getting a little sketchy, little wheel up, and then he just got pitched over the bars right into that face of that next triple or whatever it was. And they had to red flag this race. It sucked. He wasn't moving his legs, it looked like. We didn't know what to think, but the reports are now that he broke his femur, which is crazy injury, but when you see someone not moving, you think it could be way worse.
Yeah, I said to you whenever we were watching it, I said, dude, he's not moving. Like he hit pretty hard. He didn't break it in Italy, but he broke it in Glendale. Yep. The femur, and he should be on surgery right now as we're recording this podcast. Speedy recovery, buddy, and I hope to see you out there soon. It really sucks because it's so ironic. You also mentioned to me when we were watching this race and they did the preview for the main, how somebody was going to die on those whoop section.
Yeah.
In the whoop section.
Because those whoops, Daniel Blair before this main event, he was talking about, he was on the track looking at the whoops, and they were so cut up, so blue grooved, so just, it was just nasty looking. And he was dominating the whoops all day, and then he got dominated by the whoops.
Yep. He got lost in his sauce, you know.
The biggest bone in your body too.
Yeah,
so.
strongest bone in your body. He broke it. He almost got landed on too a couple of times.
Freezy just squeezed past him. That's for sure.
Well, Freezy was right behind him, but like there was a couple other guys. Yeah, there's a couple other guys that after the whoop section there was no flag still or anything, and they just jumped over him because like you said, he landed on the face of the jump after the whoop section, but he rolled over it and landed in. And he was laying between, I guess.
The double part.
Yeah, the double, exactly. And very scary moment for Stewart and the sport. The race was going to be red flagged since, you know, Stewart wasn't moving and the Alpine Star team was out there taking care of him.
Yep. There was, there was still like 13 minutes and 30 seconds left, so they were already like 7 minutes or so in to this race, so there was no need to restart it, so they did a staggered start. And just to keep moving on, these staggered starts are insane. I love the staggered starts every time because Roczen, he was way out front, you know. He had a nice lead on everyone. But people like Tomac, Barsha, Wilson, Webb, it gives Baggett even, it gives all these people, they just get to catch right up to the leader just like that.
Well, it was very unfortunate for Roczen and, well, obviously Malcolm. Yeah, the rest of the pack was happy about this stagger start.
The staggered starts kind of remind me of NASCAR, that thing they do now where they like have like three, like whatever they are, like rounds where they'll run like 3 sections of the race, and then once they complete the first section, they let everyone catch back up to each other, and then they do the second section, and then the third, whatever the segment is called. I don't know. It definitely makes for a really exciting racing when you can just pool everyone together mid-race and be like, oh, here we go, start from zero.
Yeah, so they, as you mentioned, Roczen had a pretty significant lead on second place, which was Jason Anderson. And, everybody, I'm sure they were pretty happy about the stagger start. You know, everyone's waiting. They're taking care of Malcolm. They take him off the track. And, we get ready to go again. And that's a weird situation right there because your heart is pounding in this race. And then you get red flagged and, you know, you just kind of calm down. And then you're just going to stagger and go. So it made things a bit very interesting after that.
Yeah, if you're the leader, you hate it. But if you're everyone else, you love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially
like
Jason Anderson.
Too.
Yeah, especially Jason Anderson, who was...
Yeah, he's definitely losing some ground on him, for sure.
Losing some ground on Roczen. But, so we restart the race, green flag, and here we go. We go again, and race started.
Yep, there was also, in the press conference, they talked a lot about these flaggers. I guess they kind of, like, botched this staggered start. They had to yell at the flaggers, like, yo, the light's green, let's go. Because Ken said they were supposed to be waiting, like, they said the gate would drop between, like, 5 and 10 seconds or something. And he said it was, like, 40 seconds later before, like, he finally started going. He was scared he was going to burn out his clutch or something. So, anyways, they get back going. Anderson benefits big time because he gets the start right there on Roczen's tail, and they have a great battle. And then, you know, the other pass of the night is when Anderson takes out Roczen's wheel for the lead. And, yeah, you can debate if that was dirty or not. It was very similar to the RJ and Adam Cincerulo crash or takeout from last week. So...
Yeah. Anderson managed to take that lead from Roczen. We talked about Anderson on our look into this race, and we said that he had to step it up, and especially if he wanted to be a contender for this championship or something, you know, or even battle it out. Yeah, he did. He stepped it up this weekend, and he passed Muskin in the heat race there. He passed Roczen in the main right there in the same thing. Meanwhile, these two were battling, though. We had Justin Barsh and Eli Tomac with their own little battle for 6th place, too.
Yeah, there was a lot of these little battles happening, especially since they put all these people so close. And after Roczen got taken out by Anderson, he fell all the way back to 4th. And, and then Muskin and Eli catches them, and they have a good little battle right there, too. But then Roczen gets by Marvin in the whoops, of course, because Marvin has been doing terrible in the whoops. And then Marvin messes up the rhythm section, and Tomac gets by him for 4th. So Marvin kind of did not benefit from this staggered start. And Roczen, as all the other riders did.
Roczen, and like you mentioned, Roczen and Muskin had a cool little battle for 3rd place. Roczen with a very unusual rhythm, but he was making it work. It was a little different from everyone. Then Tomac was creeping in as well. Yeah, he passes Muskin too. Baggett putting some pressure on Anderson.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The real battle's happening up front at this time because Baggett starts to catch Anderson and the crowd just starts going crazy.
Of course it's going crazy because Baggett looked really good after the stagger start, and he put a little bit of pressure on Anderson. He looked very comfortable. He would look very chill, like very relaxed when he was riding behind him. Like he didn't look like I mentioned with RJ. Like he didn't look like he was like over the top or anything. He was just kind of like just riding his race. He was just and he looked really good. He made it look good. We'll see who's the fastest. He was the fastest. And
the pass he put on Anderson, I loved it. I love that pass.
Oh yeah, on the outside too.
On the outside, after that long straightaway, passed him on the outside.
Yeah, so he put the pressure on Anderson. He made the pass. He kept him honest for a while, and then he just started pulling away, which was a little bit unusual too, because Anderson, we saw it in the first race, how he just started to fall back, and it happened again with in this race. In 2 or 3 laps, he took, he got 6 seconds on him. Blake Baggett did.
It looked like as soon as he got passed by Baggett, he just gave up. He's like, oh,
exactly.
I guess I'm going to get second.
That's the thing, like,
no retaliation.
Exactly. I don't get it. But it was his body language, just the way he was riding. It just looked like he was exhausted, or there was something not right. And Blake Baggett on his way to his first career victory on the Premier Class, followed by Jason Anderson in 2nd place, and then Ken Roczen in 3rd place. So I want to congratulate Blake Baggett for his first win. Definitely. It paid off, buddy. It paid off.
Yep. Who's the fastest? He's the fastest.
Yeah, definitely. Last night he was. Jason Anderson in 2nd place, Ken Roczen in 3rd. That's your podium right there. When I saw Ken Roczen in 1st place, though, I was super excited because I was like, yes, I'm going to get it right. But Eli Tomac got 4th. Muskin got 5th. Barsha in 6th place. Justin Braden with a 7th. Dean Wilson with another top 10, 8th place. Cole Sealing 9th. Cooper Webb in 10th. Plessinger in 11th. Freezy in 12th. Justin Hill in 13th. Chad Reed in 14th. Bogle in 15th. Chisholm in 16th. Alex Ray 17th. Carlin Gardner in 18th, Ben LeMay in 19th, Ronnie Stewart 20th place.
Yep, and on the podium, Anderson actually apologizes to Ken, saying that his pass was too aggressive and how he was embarrassed that he did that. So, thought that was pretty crazy. I thought it was clean, but
I don't know if clean is the right word, but it definitely wasn't dirty.
Yeah, that's what we said because we drew our line. If someone gets hurt, then it's dirty.
I didn't see anyone hurt or the bike getting broken. So.
And it was for 1st place, so what you gonna do? But that was cool to see that. Ken, though, on the podium, he said he has to watch the tape, but he was happy that Baggett beat him.
Yeah, he congratulated Baggett, too. Everybody's super stoked about Blake Baggett getting that first win. It definitely makes the championship very interesting. It put Ken Roczen in 1st place of the points.
Yeah. So of course he's happy. That's what I was going to say. Of course Ken Roczen's happy. You got the whole shot and you got the red plate.
Red plate Roczen.
Red plate Roczen.
Yeah, Justin Barsha is in 2nd place with just 1 point behind. Eli Tomac is in 3rd place with 40 points, so 4 points behind him. And then Blake Baggett's in right there in 4th place with 37. Dean Wilson,
of course,
in 5th.
Yep, Dean Wilson in 5th, even though he did terrible this race. Well, kind of terrible. He got 8th place, but Yeah, still in the top 10. I mean, everyone's still so close. Like, that's what I'm saying. This 450 class is wide open. Anybody could win this class still. Cole Seeley could win this class. Who knows? Like, it's insane.
Definitely.
Anderson's sitting in 7th. Musquin's sitting in 6th. Like, what is going to happen? Anaheim 2 is going to be amazing.
It's going to be a Triple Crown, which make things way more interesting because anyone can win. You know, we have 3 different main events. It's amazing. I can't wait.
That's right. Well, thanks everyone for listening to another episode of our podcast. Follow us on Instagram at MXSX Podcast and stay tuned for some more stuff coming up. Have a good one.
Yeah, go check out the videos.